Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the elect of Israel. I want to share an article real quick and then bring out a couple of scriptures to go along with the point. This is Trump's selection for Secretary of Defense. This is just Edomite's name here. This is James Mattis. This who Trump selected for Secretary of Defense, like I was just saying. But he made some comments about NATO that I just found real interesting. I wanted to share the comments out of this article from the Washington Post and bring out a couple scriptures. And the title is Placing Russia First Among Threats, Defense Nominee Warns of Kremlin Attempts to Break NATO. Retired Marine General James Mattis, Donald Trump's pick to be the next U.S. Defense Secretary, placed Russia first among principal threats facing the United States, arguing for greater U.S. support for European allies to counter what he said were Moscow's attempt to break the North Atlantic Alliance. Now, for him to say this is like he can see what's coming. The scripture's been talking about this for years, and it's scary and beautiful at the same time to see all this unfolding. He said he see Russia's attempts to break the North Atlantic Alliance. Let me see. Mattis, a revered combat leader who made his name with the wars following the September 11, 2001 attacks, cautioned that sustained cuts to military budgets and personnel meant that the U.S. military is no longer strong enough to easily outmatch Russia and a host of other threats. So this cracker here sees the writing on the wall. He sees what's going on. Now this whole article is good, but that's all that I'm gonna get right now, because I just want to jump off his whole point of being scared that he's saying they need to back their allies in NATO because Russia is trying to turn them against them. And he sees Russia helping to break this up. He sees the writing on the wall. He sees that the military is not what it once was. Now we're gonna jump into the book of Revelations. And we're gonna start at Revelation chapter 17. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with wine for her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman upon a scarlet beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, which is, we know, goes into NATO and the EU. And I'm gonna jump down. We're gonna jump down to verse 9. This is Revelation 17:9. And here is a mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7th, and goeth into perdition. The 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. Now what you got going into is NATO and the EU being part of the 10 horns and the 7 heads. You got the Roman Empire coming back, because that's all that this is. But if you notice, they say that they rule for 1 hour with the beast, and that's what's going on right now. Now the point of this article saying how Russia, they need to start backing up their allies in NATO, because Russia is trying to break them apart. That's where this next scripture comes into play, jumping down Revelation 17 verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High have put in their heart to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of the Most High be fulfilled. And the women which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. So the 10 whores, NATO and the EU are going to end up hating the whore, which is America. And this cracker here sees the writing on the wall. He's trying to warn his other people, but it's nothing that you can do. You can warn them from here to eternity. It's the will of the Lord for this to happen. But it's so crazy to see them talking about this, because this has been prophesied for thousands of years, and it's finally coming into play now in so-called 2017. But it is just a great article, because he talks about how they're going to lose their allies in NATO. And you can see Russia being a main part in that. And he can see that they're going to end up turning and hating the whore and burn her with fire. That's nuclear fire. They're going to send missiles on America too. He can see it all coming down. For some reason, the Most High made this cracker here where he could see the writing on the wall was coming. And he trying to warn these devils, but there's nothing that he can do. But I just wanted to share that article, and you can go into Revelation 17 and check out this article. You'll see how it all ties together. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.